Hello, everybody, and happy Tuesday. We just locked in roughly $5,000 worth of profit across the 20 PAs from Apex. Here you'll see 231 all the way down to 301. Had some slippage, but nothing too crazy. And then the balances are starting to stack up over here. Need to get rid of that trailing drawdown, though, so that's the elusive goal we have to attain. However, I am not proud of my trading today. It was actually pretty tough, and you see this move here, and you're probably like, wow, must have been pretty easy to go on the long side. Well, definitely not. Had a bit of tunnel vision, and I certainly overtraded, did not follow a lot of my rules, but kept my stops in place, which I think helped me stay focused much more and kind of recover the losses that I took. I think roughly I was down, close to probably 500 on each account, and we were able to recover that and then some. So very good, but I definitely overtraded. And I want to show you what I was looking at today and what the thesis I had going into the morning was. So as you guys know, I'm always a big fan of looking left to see what's happened. So I charted out the overnight highs here and then the morning session pre-market, whatever you want to call it, lows. So we had this range within here that I was watching. And I actually had on one of my favorite setups I'm going to do an in-depth video on in the future. I actually had a pretty nice trade, took $140 off the two lots right here. And I'll talk about those in a future video. If you guys want that video on my favorite setup to take profits with for quick scalps, please drop a comment down below. But as we started to go through the open, I definitely started to force the issue. I gave some profits back before the market opened, and I don't normally like to trade beyond before the market open unless opportunities tell me to. So we have a clear defined range here and here. As you'll notice, our candle off the open, we swept these lows, and then we came back up and retested this EMA, and I expected further continuation to the downside. But when we have this V-shaped recovery right here, it can usually set up a pretty tricky rest of the afternoon for me, at least, because what I was anticipating seeing was continuation from this point. We came up and retested the middle of this candle. Perfect. You can see here, had a $280 profit. Took that one quick. You can see up my size, went from 2 to 4 lots. And that is where things started to get a little bit tricky. So I was anticipating a little bit more of this, more continuation to the downside, because as we look further left, I just want to zoom out. As we look further left, we had yesterday's lows all the way over here from the morning session, not too far away. So when we zoom back in and we have a strong selling move to the downside, we were only 10, 20 points away from yesterday's lows. And I thought if we were going to hit that, we had much more room to the downside ahead of FOMC tomorrow. However, that was not the case. You can see I took a haircut here because as we retested, I thought we were going to retest this wick and then come back down. Dead wrong. Then had another one. So this is where with these two losses right here, we definitely had to get back in our headspace properly. And this is where I overtraded and should have been done for the day right after this. And realistically just done right after this. But this is the importance of sticking to your rules, and what trading, the number one thing trading is going to teach you, my friends, is discipline and conviction. You need to be disciplined and you need to be convicted in the trades you are taking. Why do I say that? Because if you are getting in a position with decent size, your heart's racing, your palms are sweaty like mine was, you're in a trade for the wrong reason and you are over trading. That is when you need to stop, pull yourself away from the screens, go get some coffee, do your normal work, whatever the case is. But I began to overtrade. As we came back into our initial balance here, you'll notice we had little profits, another loss. And then as we were approaching VWAP, this is where I'm watching the higher time frames. Because if we're getting 5 and 15 minute closes above VWAP in the EMAs, we're headed in a solid direction. And I was able to recover a majority of my profits with taking the long side. Now, one thing that I'll talk about in future videos is why my hold times are so short, sub 1 minute hold times. And that's because I'm forever fighting that drawdown until we get above that threshold. But what I was looking for this morning was a sweep of these lows and continuation lower upon this recovery. It wasn't until we had that V-shaped recovery here that the thesis had to change and where we wanted to watch that upside. So, we can just look at a quick little trend channel here. You can see we were within standard deviations. I don't think I'm plotting this properly, but you could see we had standard deviation going all the way up. So it made the most sense to play the long side this morning. But that's all for today's video, guys. Nothing really. Just wanted to highlight the fact that if you are over trading, don't do that. You're going to blow your accounts. It's not going to end well. But thankfully, we're able to recover that and live to trade another day, which is tomorrow, FOMC day. So hopefully, guys, please give me a like and a subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subs. And then let me know, comment down below if you want to see that video about my favorite Doji candle setup. So see you guys in the next video, and then happy FOMC day tomorrow. Peace.